Hey there, folks. This is Rambling Collector. So, I won't lie to you guys. I was initially hesitant to make this real talk. However, I felt that this kind of subject cannot be avoided. It needs to be addressed more and more often by a lot of us. So today's real talk subject will be depression, intrusive thoughts, and suicide. Now, I will warn you all now. If any of these subjects trigger anything bad in you, I encourage you to click off of the video right now. But if you believe that you can handle it, then please feel free to stay. Depression. Where do I begin with this one? It has become such a common problem with a lot of American citizens nowadays. It's constantly there, like a cloud hanging over your head that you just can't seem to shake. A lot of us deal with it, whether it's just overwhelming sadness, to the point that you just feel like you cannot do anything, to the point that it leaves you almost physically unable to move. It hangs like a cloud over your mind, your emotions, everything about you. In fact, if I were to put it into words, physically, depression feels like there's a cloud hanging over your head. Like the world has just gone gray. There's no joy in it. Nothing. You cannot feel anything. You feel detached from the world. You feel like you're just disconnected from it. Depression is a very scary thing. And a lot of people go through it, whether it is up and down episodes of it, constant depression, bipolar depression, chronic, whatever. Everyone experiences it in one way, shape, or form. And the thing is, it's not a joke. A lot of people think it's just you're sad and that you'll get over it. No. It is a constant mental state. And it's something that is very, very hard to overcome. Because you feel like you're just trapped in this bottomless pit with the light just hanging out of reach, but you cannot grasp it. It is hanging there. You feel like you're trapped in a dark cell reaching for the light, but it just seems so close, yet so far. And it's a hard thing to dig yourself out of. It is very hard to overcome. It is a challenge to you. Because a lot of times, the problem is when it comes to depression, not everyone is looking for it. It's not as obvious to a lot of people. Some people don't physically wear their emotions out in the open. We mask them. We occasionally will hide ourselves under a false mask of happiness. Meanwhile, on the inside, you are just a broken individual who is desperately crying for help, waiting for somebody to notice. But people hardly ever look that deep beneath the surface. And that is an incredibly sad thing to deal with. You feel as though nobody sees it. You're stuck, isolated, stuck in that pit within your mind. Which leads me to the intrusive thoughts. These thoughts build over time. Some people deal with them on the daily. Sometimes they appear at your lowest moments. And in some cases, they pop up in the worst possible ways. You feel overwhelmed by these thoughts. Thoughts of, I'm not good enough. I'm not worth forgiveness. I'm not worth anything. Not even this life that I have been given. This isn't me. I don't deserve this. You're ugly. You'll never amount to anything. All of these are intrusive thoughts that constantly plague our minds. And in some cases, they bring us to some of the worst case scenarios. Sometimes our minds get away from us because of these intrusive thoughts. And they further trap us in our own heads, making this almost inescapable dungeon you just cannot crawl out of because the voices keep taunting you, holding you down like chains, wrapped around your wrists, your ankles, everything. They are wrapped so tightly, you feel like there's no escape. Almost none. And you are left with no one else seeing you, with no company, but the thoughts in your head constantly bringing you further and further down in an endless spiral until you feel that there is only one way out. Suicide. And suicide is not a joking matter, guys. The fact that you can be brought to that point where you no longer feel like you belong in this world, that you just want out. You're so far trapped in your own mind that you feel there's only one escape. Whether it's putting that bullet to your skull, wrapping a noose around your neck. You feel like there's no other option, or even slitting your own wrists. You feel that there's only one escape. When you are at your lowest, that's all you want. You just want out. You want this to end. I'm here to tell you guys, suicide is not the answer. It might seem like the only option, but it's not. I'm here to tell you guys, that's not the way to escape. While it might seem like the only option, you have more paths available to you to overcome this. And I know, I make it sound so simple, but it is. And that's the problem with depression and intrusive thoughts. They make you feel like there is no other way out. But the answers lie right in front of you. Ask for help. It's okay to not be okay. It is okay to tell people, hey, I'm not okay. I need help. I can't do this alone. And that is the main problem. People feel like they have to constantly deal with this by themselves, but you don't. You are not alone. No matter how surrounded you may feel, you are not alone. You have people that are more than willing to stand by you if you are willing to make that choice. To let people know, I'm not okay. I need help. These thoughts won't go away. That is the most important thing you can possibly do. Is just tell somebody, family, friends, your partner, anyone, even your coworkers, or your boss, you tell them, I'm not okay. It's just that simple. You tell them, I am not okay. And that's fine. It is okay to not be okay. You do not have to struggle with these things alone. Ask for help. Find help. And I know I make it sound so simple, and I know that it is not that easy to admit to yourself that you're not okay, that you cannot deal with this by yourself. And it feels so hard to reach out to these people. You feel like they won't get it. They won't understand. Well, help us to understand. Help us to know that you need help. None of us are mind readers. We can observe. Even the most observant person can sometimes miss the signs of depression, because depressed people have that ability to mask it. And sometimes we can't look below the surface. We don't see it until it's too late. Please, don't let it be too late. That is all I ask. Do not let it be too late. for yourself, or for anyone. If you or someone you love is going through depression, that they feel alone, they feel isolated, they have even said that they feel like they just cannot move anymore, they can't fight anymore, that at some points they just want it to end, go to them. Let them know that they are not alone. Hug them, hold them, just let them know that they are not alone. Show them that you are there for them. Tell them, hey, if there's anything bothering you, please talk to me. Do not be afraid to tell me if something's going on. Because at that point, you could be saving a life of someone you care about the most. And in the end, it's okay to ask for help, to know when it's time to lay the burdens down, to just fall apart and let somebody else pick up the pieces. It's okay to do that. You don't have to fight those battles alone. Those thoughts in your head, those aren't real. Those are not real thoughts. Those aren't you. Help to lift the shroud from your eyes. Let others know that they can help you to pick you back up. I encourage you, anyone who's dealing with this, do not be afraid to reach out, to let others know. That's all I can do, is just encourage you to do so. But it's not up to me. I can't make you stand up and say it. I'm asking you to have the courage to do so. And if anything, that makes you an incredibly brave person to admit it. That you're not okay. You need help. That you need someone to just hold you, tell you that everything will be okay. And that's fine. It's okay to be vulnerable. Despite what all the others say, that you have to continue to be strong. Don't listen to that. That is lies and hypocrisy. It is okay to be vulnerable, to let your shields down. Take off the armor, just let people see what's hiding behind the mask. Drop your shields, let people see you. Let them help you. And if you are able to take that step, I am honestly so proud of you for taking that step. Do not think that suicide is the only way out. It's not. There are so many ways to help escape from that dungeon in your mind. Do not be afraid to reach out to others. And if you know someone who's dealing with this, reach out to them. Let them know that they are not alone. Even just a simple text or a call or anything. That might mean the difference between saving a life, saving a loved one, saving a friend. Be the person to make that difference for them. For they feel that they are not, they feel that they do not have anyone in their corner. They're trapped in that mental dungeon. Help to lift them out. Anyways, you guys, thank you so much for listening. And I know this is not an easy topic for anyone. But if you've stuck around to the end of this video, thank you for listening. And if you or someone you love is going through this, don't be afraid to extend a hand, to let them know that they're not alone. And in the end, they just might let down that mask, lay down their shields, and you might see the real them. Don't turn away. Just embrace them for who they are. Anyways, you guys, thank you so much for listening to this. Share this video if you can, please. Spread this all over. Just let somebody know that they're not alone. Let them know that it's okay to not be okay. Let them know that it's okay to reach out. And you guys, thank you so much for listening. If you'd like to see some of the other real talks I've done, especially learning to love yourself, which I highly recommend after watching this video, please feel free to click and see what you think. And if you have any other real talks that you want me to do, any other subjects you want me to tackle, please do not hesitate to ask. I will be more than happy to cover those in a future real talk. Anyways, you guys, thank you so much for listening. Have a great day.